the ghost type, my favorite type, and the only type that has multiple immunities. However, this type itself doesn't react with a whole lot of types, so when paired up with certain types, it is given more opportunities offensively and defensively. So here we go, calculating the best ghost type combination. To calculate the greatest type combination for this video, I will be using this formula. Hopefully I can simplify and explain this quickly. So basically a type combination will gain 2 points for each type it is super effective against, and a bonus 1 point if both of its affiliated types are super effective against the same type. It will lose 2 points for each weaknesses, an additional loss of 3 points if it has a double weakness. It will gain half a point for each resistance, another half point for every double resistance, lose 2 points if both types are resisted by the same type, gain 2 for each immunity, and lose 2 for each liability, which are types that are immune against it. Hopefully you understood that. If there is a tiebreaker, I will just choose. And since we are dealing with the ghost type, I will only talk about the combination's liability to normal or immunity to normal in fighting if it involves more than just these types, since all ghost types has this characteristic. In 17th, and the worst ghost type combination is ghost and psychic. This combination is super effective against 4 types with 2 resistances. It also has 2 weaknesses and is a double weakness to ghost. Plus it's a liability to dark and normal. Final score, -1. In 16th is ghost and dragon. This combination is super effective against 3 types with 6 resistances. It also has 5 weaknesses and is a liability to normal and fairy. Final score, -1. In 15th is ghost and poison. This combination is super effective against 4 types with 4 resistances, with a double resistance to bug and poison. It also has 4 weaknesses and is a liability to normal and steel. Final score, 3. In 14th is ghost and bug. This combination is super effective against 4 types, with both ghost and bug being super effective against psychic, with 4 resistances, and also has 5 weakness. Final score, 3. In 13th is ghost and grass. This combination is super effective against 5 types, with 4 resistances. It also has 5 weaknesses and a final score of 4. In 12th is ghost and electric. This combination is super effective against 4 types with 5 resistances. It also has 3 weaknesses and is a liability to normal and ground. Final score, 4.5. In 11th is ghost and rock. This type combination doesn't exist. This combination is super effective against 6 types with 4 resistances, with a double resistance to poison. It also has 6 weaknesses and a final score of 4.5. And 10th is ghost and normal. This combination is super effective against 2 types with 2 resistances. It also only has 1 weakness. It's a liability against normal and ghost, but at the same time has the immunity to normal, ghost, and fighting. Final score, 5. In 9th is ghost and ice. This combination is super effective against 6 types with 3 resistances. It also has 5 weaknesses and a final score of 5.5. In 8th is ghost and flying. This combination is super effective against 5 types with 3 resistances, including a double resistance to bug. It also has 5 weaknesses and has the immunity to normal, fighting, and ground. Final score, 6. In 7th is ghost and dark. This type is super effective against ghost and psychic, with both dark and ghost being super effective against ghost and psychic. It also only has 1 resistance and 1 weakness. Both ghost and dark are resisted by dark and has the immunity to normal, fighting, and psychic. Final score, 6.5. In 6th is ghost and water. This combination is super effective against 5 types with 6 resistances. It also has 4 weaknesses and a final score of 7. In 5th is ghost and fire. This combination is super effective against 6 types with 7 resistances. It has a double resistance to bug and 5 weaknesses. Final score, 8. In 4th is ghost and fighting. This combination is super effective against 7 types with 3 resistances, including a double resistance to a bug. It also has 4 weaknesses and is a liability to normal and ghost. Final score, 8. In 3rd is ghost and ground. This combination is super effective against 7 types with 3 resistances, including double resistance to poison. It also has 5 weaknesses and is a liability against normal and flying, but have the immunity to electric, normal, and fighting. Final score, 8. In 2nd is ghost and steel. This combination is super effective against 5 types with 9 resistances, including a double resistance to bug. It also has 4 weakness and the immunity to poison, normal, and fighting. Final score, 11. In 1st place and the best ghost type combination is ghost and fairy. This combination is super effective against 5 types with only 1 resistance, which is a double resistance to bug. It also has 2 weaknesses and the immunity to normal, fighting, and dragon. Final score, 11, tied with steel. Yeah, that's my calculations of the ghost type. Since the ghost type main components is its 2 immunities, pairing it up with another type can allow for it to gain resistances to the remaining types. I don't even know what I'm saying. That's about it.